It's 8:09 a.m. May the 20th, 2024. We out here, Clobden Park. This is the park where I did my first nature talk. I've done a lot of nature talks in this particular park. I've done a lot of videos in this particular park. Before I started doing videos in Arbery Park, which I call Story Park, Motivational Mountain, I did videos in this park. This park is about a couple blocks away from Arbery Park. It's probably 1 block to be exact, but it's very peaceful. You hear the birds. Last video I did here was my Give Everything 100% Deion Sanders thumbnail. Make sure y'all check that out. That got a lot of views. That video, it started off with very little views, then it started to pick up. Yeah, I almost fell back. That's why the camera did that. Yeah, we get everything on camera here, man. We get everything on camera. And see, that's the thing about doing YouTube videos. You don't know how the video gonna do. You just don't know. A video might not get no views till months later, and it may be years later. That's why, I don't delete no videos except for my Mysterious Gold video, because that video wasn't necessary. The particular Mysterious Gold, that's something that I believe is most effective doing natural. Just like I developed a natural habit today that I'm not keeping a scoreboard on, and that's wordsmithing. And the word for today was umbrage. It means to annoy. I listened to it. I read the definition. I read the sentence to support the definition. Then I wrote it down. Now it's in my mind forever. So I encourage all y'all, start wordsmithing, so you can improve your vocabulary and you can improve your handwriting, because my handwriting is terrible. My handwriting is terrible. I never really took the time to work on my handwriting as a kid, as a teenager. But it's never too late. Make sure y'all check that video out. Now for the topic. It's time. It's time. It's time. There's always growth in the struggle. There's always growth in the struggle. There's always growth in the struggle. And as you can see in the thumbnail, that group looked familiar. I'm not sure. The group looked very familiar, but there's somebody missing. Somebody missing. Who is missing? David Ruffin is missing. A lot of people think that David Ruffin was an original Temptation. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Before David Ruffin, there was Elbridge Bryant, who in the movie led the song Come On. I wanna love you in the morning, in the evening, in the nighttime is the right time. I wanna love you, come on now. I wanna make love to, yeah. And to give y'all a little backstory on the Temptations, this might be a long video, because I have a passion for the Temptations. When I was in 5th grade, we had an assembly for Black History Month. And as you know, in school, every class has to do a presentation. And we decided to do a Motown tribute. And me and a couple classmates of mine, we did the Temptations. We did My Girl, and we did Beauty Only Skin Deep. And I wish I had the footage to show y'all. I had a bush. And it was a very good feeling to be on the stage and give tribute to the Temptations, to Motown. The girls did the Supremes, Martha Vandella, Martha, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. The Supremes and the female acts that the Motown had at that time when they were at their peak. And ever since then, from that moment on, since 5th grade, I was a fan of the Temptations. And, technology wasn't nowhere near what it is now. And leading up to the assembly in 5th grade, we watched the movie The Temptations. And it was a very good movie. It became one of my favorite musical movies. And I just loved the movie. And, I kind of digressed, from the thumbnail. But let's go with the thumbnail. Let me tell you who's in the thumbnail. Okay, from left to right, we got a young Eddie Kendricks, who led a lot of Temptation songs, who had a successful solo career, who rejoined the Temptations for the reunion and passed away in the early 90s. Next to Eddie Kendricks, we have Otis Williams, leader, founder, visionary, organizer, and the only original surviving member of the Temptations. I believe he's 82 years old now, and he's still tempting. He's still performing with the 2024 version of the Temptations. And Otis Williams is my favorite Temptation because he understood that the leader had to be in the background. He understood that the leader had to pretty much be a thinker. He understood that the leader had to be an organizer. He understood that the leader had to pretty much be the glue to hold everything together. And Otis Williams, he nicknamed himself the glue that held everything together. And Melvin Franklin gave him an award that said, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." And he's my favorite Temptation because he kept it together. And he understood that the lead singer could not be the leader, because once the lead singer leaves, that's pretty much it for the group. And the Temptation didn't really have a lead person. It depended on the song. It just seemed like David Ruffin was the leader because every song that he led was a hit. But that wasn't the case. Melvin could lead a song. Otis Williams led songs. They never put the songs out, but he did songs that he led. It depends on the song, and that makes sense. There shouldn't be a lead person, but normally if a person is leading a song and they hits, they become the frontman. That's how they become the frontman, because all the songs that they lead are hits. But I digress. In the middle, we got Paul Williams, the soul of the group, the choreographer of the group. Okay? He also led a lot of songs, in the Temptations. One of his most famous songs that he led was For Once in My Life. Okay? Next to Paul Williams, we got Melvin Franklin. We got the bass. Him and Otis Williams. He's one of the second original members of the Temptations. Him and Otis Williams were best friends. They were together before the Temptations, when they were Otis Williams and the Siberians, Otis Williams and the Distance. And then on the very end, we have Elbridge Bryant, who I said earlier in the movie let the song come on. And I'm excited because this Friday coming up, I'm going to start the Temptations book that was written by founder and my favorite Temptation, Otis Williams. You know, and I know what you're thinking from the movie. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. You know I had to do it. You know I had to do it. You know I had to do it. Because I love the movie so much, I watched it last week. I'm going to start the book on Friday. And also I'm going to start doing book reviews on books that I've read in the past, that I've listened to in the past. Okay, that's really helped me and that could help you. Right now I'm listening to the autobiography of DMX. And I'm loving it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do a review on that. I'm going to definitely do a review on the Temptations. And that's going to be one of my next spinoffs. You know, one of my new, instead of having all these different channels, everything is going to be under one channel. And eventually I'm going to organize everything on the channel. So when you want to go to specific things in my archives, you can do that. But I digress. Back to the topic. When the Temptations first got signed to Motown, those original guys that you see in that picture, they struggled. They struggled. And they didn't give up. They didn't give in. And eventually they were able to get on the Billboard charts with the way you do your things you do. You know, it's unfortunate that Elbridge Bryant got replaced. I'm looking forward to knowing the real story behind that when I read the book. Because most of all the books I read that was based off of movies, the books was always better. So I'm interested to see what was the real story behind that. And you know, when you make a movie, you got to adjust certain things for movie purposes. You only got a certain amount of minutes to do the movie, you know. They didn't give up. You know, they were able to replace Elbridge Bryant with David Ruffin. They were able to get their first hit. It wasn't a number one hit, but it was on the charts. It made the Billboard charts. And they were able to tour off of that hit on the Motown Revue. Okay? And after that it led to a couple other hits that they had. But the main hits they had was with David Ruffin. You got to give that man his credit. You got to give that man his respect. But the main thing was the Temptations kept tempting. And they still tempting to this day. The members may have changed, but the name remains the same. The Tempting Temptations. From 1962, and they still tempting. So what are you saying, Jack? What does the Temptations got to do with me? You have to keep growing within the struggle. You got to keep fighting within the struggle. You got to keep learning within the struggle. You got to keep on tempting like the Temptations. You got to keep on growing. Because one day it's going to pay off. Why go through all that struggle and don't get a reward out of it? Either the struggle going to conquer you or you going to conquer the struggle. I'm sure Otis Williams was frustrated that they couldn't get a hit. Had Smokey Robinson writing for him. Berry Gordy writing for him. Couldn't get a hit. At one point in the movie, they thought it was them. But they never gave up. And I encourage you, never give up. There's always growth in the struggle. There's always growth in the struggle. There's always growth in the struggle. Don't give up. Don't keep giving. In the words of Eddie Kendricks, one of his solo songs, keep on trucking. Okay? You got to keep on trucking, baby. Because you're not done yet. And one thing Otis Williams said in the movie that stood out to me, when they were complaining about not having a hit, they were known as the Hitless Temptations. Watch the movie. He said one thing that stood out to me that I say to this day to myself and I say to people. You ain't got nowhere to go but up. When you at your lowest, there's nowhere for you to go but up. And I'm interested to see if the real Otis Williams said that in the book. That's why I'm excited to start the book Friday. And I'm going to be doing a review on that book and DMX's autobiography that I'm listening to now. So I just encourage you, ma'am, sir, boy, girl, grow in the struggle. Grow in the struggle. Grow in the struggle. Temptations forever. Success forever. See, and the one thing about success, when you're successful and you fulfill things that matter in life, that are in value in life, once you transition, your success lives on through your legacy. So I say to you, success forever, legacy forever. Build on your success, build on your legacy. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and until next time, it's time, it's time, it's time. Rest in peace to all the Temptations that have gone on. I give nothing but respect for the original Otis Williams, who's still touring, who's still performing with the Temptations at 82 years old. Rest in peace, Dennis Edwards. He passed away last year or the year before. He was a good replacement of David Ruffin, in my opinion. But this is a long video, but I'm sure you got the message. And I'm starting to get more comfortable in doing my videos. I'm not rushing the videos like I did when I first started. And this is what it's all about, because every day I'm getting a little bit better. Every week I'm getting better. Every month I'm getting a lot better. And every year I'm getting a whole lot better, because days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years, and years become decades, because it's time, it's time, it's time for me, and it's time for you to win, win, win. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day.